Here comes another episode of the Ask Why series. Today we turn to the serve, its very foundations. Believe it or not, this is how 13-year-old boys serve at the Czech U14 National Championship.
But let us begin at the beginning. The underhand serve is useful for a while in mini volleyball, but as soon as possible we move on to the standing topspin serve. Why? Because in the future, the underhand motion will only be useful for one-handed games, not for serving.
We begin with throwing, just as we did for the spike, but this time the ball follows a different path. First, it travels upward toward the ceiling. Why? Because a good topspin serve must first rise before dropping into the court more than 9 meters away.
After hitting a held ball and practicing with tosses from the coach, it is time for the player's own toss. And now comes a small detail that is not small at all. We toss the ball with both hands. Why? Because we want the non-hitting arm to rise above the head as well, just as it does in the spike and later in the jump serve. Now we repeat the same movement during the hit.
There is one important detail. The ball is contacted above the head, not in front of it. Why? Because only then can the wrist be fully involved in the hit, allowing the ball to travel upward first while generating topspin.
The technique is now clear. We know how to toss the ball and contact it in the right place. Now comes the part no skill can do without. Hundreds of repetitions. First from 3 meters, then from 6, and finally serving from the full 9-meter distance. Our ultimate goal, however, is the jump serve. Not only because of the serve itself, but also because hitting after your own toss is one of the best ways to develop the spike.
This time, the ball is tossed with one hand, unlike the standing topspin serve. Why? Because it matches the coordination of the approach, and a one-handed toss gives the ball better backspin. What does not change is the contact point, above the head. We begin by simply catching the tossed ball while paying attention to the subtle action of the wrist from the very beginning.
Everything we have shown also applies to left-handed players. It is simply mirrored. A useful drill for learning the jump serve is tossing the ball from behind.
All of this can already be mastered by 13-year-old girls and boys. At this age, the foundations of the jump serve are laid, so that by the U16 category, it becomes as natural a part of volleyball as passing or spiking.
I hope this does not sound immodest, but the jump serve was one of my most reliable weapons. Whenever I stepped up to serve at the end of a set, I told myself, this is exactly why I'm here. I wanted to decide the set. But behind every one of those serves were thousands of ordinary ones hit in practice.
Now that we have outlined the path from the beginner's standing topspin serve to the jump serve, we should also mention that there is another option, the so-called hybrid serve. In fact, we will devote a separate episode to each of them.
The hybrid serve is a volleyball cross between the float serve and the jump serve. It has 2 versions. In the first, the player tosses the ball with one hand, as if for a jump serve, but hits a float serve instead. The second is even more deceptive. The toss is made with both hands exactly like a float serve, but instead of the expected float, a powerful topspin serve follows. The receivers position themselves closer to the net, expecting a float serve, which puts them at a clear disadvantage against a hard-driven serve.
The real challenge is coordinating the toss with the point of contact. The ball must be contacted above the right shoulder, not in front of the body, so the player can generate a powerful hit using the wrist. In other words, the left side of the body must move forward and actually overtake the tossed ball. We train this by having players catch the ball above their right shoulder while the left side of the body is already in front of it.
As you can see, players can start learning the hybrid serve as early as the age of 13, provided they have already automated their spiking technique and are taught correctly. Just as with the jump serve, we encourage girls of the same age to learn this variation as well. It may even prove to be more effective than the jump serve. Time will tell. We finish with a masterful hybrid serve performed by Czech national team setter Bartuněk. But before we end, one final reminder. This is what we do not want: the ball contacted in front of the body. We want the contact here, above the right shoulder. And rather than finish with a mistake, we will close with examples of both the jump serve and the float serve performed by our national team players, who surprised the volleyball world at last year's World Championship.